I said that's a beer belly. A beer belly. A beer belly.
One of the best podcasts in the world. Kind of. It's just another half-ass Beer Belly Sports Show. Beer Belly Sports Show, get it while it's hot. Beer Belly Sports Show, well, it's kind of not. Beer Belly Sports Show, I'm making this up. Beer Belly Sports Show, and song ends now.
Slow moving.
What?
Inattentive.
What?
Dull.
What?
Shows a lack of motivation.
What?
Constantly snacking.
This is funny because he's fat.
Old woman! Man! Ma'am, sorry.
Oh, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen!
Tina, come get some ham.
Get that finger out of your ear. You don't know where that finger's been.
Woo woo! You're a freak with a microphone. I sleep in a racing car. Do you?
I sleep in a big bed with my wife.
Backyard! Gotta get a goal! Bernino, 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 neck! Bernino! Come on, pull it out!
No! Get to the chopper!
Moss! Randy Moss is in for a touchdown!
He shoots the moon to the fans here in Green Bay.
That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss.
Who the fuck was that?
People need to be entertained. They need the distraction. I wish to God that somebody would do something to block out the voices in my head for 5 minutes. Voices that scream over and over. Why do they come to me to die? Why do they come to me to die?
Okay.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Doesn't matter where you are. This is Beer Belly Sports coming to you live. Well, somewhat live to you on YouTube, an audio version the next day. Basically how it is. I'm Matt Geffrey, alongside of me, the one and only, the Minnesota Dad.
Who's that?
Oh, it's you. Oh, shit, I'm loud as
Jesus
fuck.
Christ.
I'm sorry. But it's you, though.
I don't think you are. Sorry.
Well, more or less. Anyways, today's show is being brought to you by the one and only 7th Ave Pizza. Oh, before pizza became trendy. Wow, I said that wrong.
Nice job.
I'm sorry. Also, by Herbs and Gerbs here in...
Don't you have some kind of a line that you keep open for emergencies or for celebrities?
I forgot to hit stuff. There.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. Also by Herbs and Gerbs here in Bemidji, and a brand new sponsor, as well as Hard Times.
See, Hard Times needs to send me a nice logo.
Okay, we'll work on that.
I've talked to you about this. There's
only one logo.
Yeah, there's
Good
one logo
luck.
online, and it's blurry as shit.
Well, I'm sorry. That's what I have.
You didn't do shit.
I have a logo for them. That's their original logo.
The
one that you have for later on in the show. We'll talk about that later.
You never sent me that one. That one's online.
Oh, yeah. Anyways, find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, like I said, we are being live streamed on YouTube right now. Who knows? We might get banned. We might get kicked. Who the hell knows? Feels like, am I off the camera a little bit? Or maybe I just need to scoot in? Maybe that might be it.
I think it's fine. I don't know.
Okay. It felt like I was off the camera just a little bit. But, yeah, so great show today. We're going to have the one and only Jessi Pierce from the Minnesota Wild. She's the Minnesota Wild insider, and she's also one of the hosts of Bardown Beauty Podcast as well, too. We'll talk with her here in about 30 minutes or so. So we got to get right into the show itself. What are you eating over there? Which pizza are you eating?
Whatever one you made.
That is the pepperoni. I'm an idiot. I wish I would have said that. Don't worry about it. I'm kind of dumb. But
it was there and I ate it. I don't know.
Oh, you just left me a pizza. I said, okay.
Yeah.
So good stuff later on in the show. We'll have Misconnections as well, too. One of our very popular segments. That's later on in the show. But last night I got a text from you about something that happened to you. What happened to you?
What do you mean?
Well, I got a great text from you saying like
you did
that somebody that you like very much follows you on the old Twitter machine.
Oh yeah. Got a big old follow. So if you guys didn't check it out, I was on a podcast.
Oh, what?
It's called the Menly Stuff. Go check them out. I was on the podcast and I was on the show.
And how was that?
Perfect. It was great. Awesome guys. Awesome dudes. Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it. And there's a segment where they asked me if there was one beer I could have for the rest of my life, what would I pick? And that was an easy choice. Easy choice for me. It was McGolden. It was the Golden Light. That was just an easy choice. Like, I'm not gonna stray away from it. If you saw our tier list last week, you should know.
We'll talk about the tier list later on in the show, but yeah, that's a big follow by them.
Oh yeah, big, huge. And
Huge.
but yeah, they followed me after Menly Stuff posted a video.
That's pretty sweet.
It was a clip. It was one of the highlights of the podcast, and yeah, they showed me talking about it, and it was pretty sick. All of a sudden, they said, "This guy knows his stuff. He deserves a follow." I got a follow, and best day of my life.
It's pretty sweet.
It was pretty sick.
So follow us on Twitter. That is Beer Belly Sports MN or BBS MN. I believe that's what it is.
You don't even know.
Who in the fuck knows? There's so much shit going on right now. I don't even know. So let's. I want to quickly talk about not the weather, but how sad I was, or how upset I am the other day, last week, when a guy that I said that should have been traded away for somebody big. I said, we need to trade this motherfucker.
You did.
He has not come up. He hasn't done shit. He hasn't done anything. He comes up last week. Yeah, when Craig got hurt.
Yeah.
Royce Lewis came out for the Minnesota Twins, and he looked phenomenal. Better than Miranda.
Oh, hell, he's done a lot better than Miranda.
And
Miranda's batting under $1.
Yeah, so it's really hard to me to swallow my pride that I was wrong. You guys are right. You and Ted from Twins Daily were right.
Damn right.
And I'm sorry. You guys are right. I suck.
You should be.
So
you should be sorry, because Royce Lewis hitting over 300, 2 home runs. He had like 5 ribbies.
Oh, he had a grand slam.
Exactly. He ripping the ball. Ripping it.
Ripping it.
Even at the bottom of the lineup, he's still ripping it and gripping it. And he was playing phenomenal defense at short. Now, yeah, they were at a crossroads, because Royce Lewis was sent down.
Sucks.
Which does suck. And it does, like, the whole reasoning of it doesn't make sense. The whole reasoning is sending him down because, we want to get him adjusted to other positions. Fuck that. I don't give a shit. Fuck.
I see it 2 different ways. I believe that you get him trained to play a new position like first base, because Miranda's probably going to get sent down soon. You get him trained maybe even at third.
I would say third way before first.
I like
way too athletic.
Gio looks great at third. He's made some great plays at third.
But also, Royce Lewis was making amazing plays at short.
True.
Like, the thing is, I think it's Urshela, or you put Arise, just because he's been playing first. But, again, when Larner comes back, which is when Miranda's going to get sent down.
Yeah.
The thing is with Royce Lewis is he's way too athletic to be put at first. He's way too athletic. So you're wasting a lot of talent if you just stick him at first base, personally. But I don't know. It sucks that they sent him down. That does make sense, because if you're sending him down to get used to another position, that's stupid. That's dumb. You're really telling me that having him get ready at third base is going to be so much different than him playing third base? You really think he's going to struggle that much here? And if he does, I'd eat my words. But I'd take a chance on it. He was ripping the ball. He was a big clubhouse presence. And even Correa asked upper management. He asked, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it was Baldelli or upper management. He asked them what their reasoning was for sending Lewis down. Like, the guys love him on the team. The guys love him. So it does beg the question of, did they make the right choice?
Yeah.
Personally, I don't think they did. But that's whatever. That's just me. But yeah, no, I did too. I did, or someone tweeted on the Beer Belly Sports account. I don't know who. Someone tweeted on their account and said, tweeted at you, at Royce Lewis, like, oh, you think he's still washing that he should be traded?
Who said that?
I wonder who.
Who posted that?
I wonder who.
The higher-ups.
But
higher-ups probably did.
Yeah, so that's a dub for me and Tab right there.
It's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine.
Just quickly, there's this Twitter channel. There's Twitter page that's kind of been pissing me off.
Which one?
It's the former players you forgot, like Twins players you forgot about.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
And I like his stuff when he posts that stuff, but for some reason randomly he just shits on Ted.
Aww.
I don't know, and it's basically he was like calling Ted like a toxic fan and shit, and I don't like that. I think Ted is a very good fan. I think he's an awesome fan. I like hearing his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't agree with his takes, whatever. If you don't like that he tweets a lot, but like the thing is, it's informational stuff, and I like his opinion. If you don't like his opinion, okay.
Don't follow him.
That's the thing. Like, and then he was like, "Oh, I blocked Ted. My page is so much better." It's like, okay, good for you. You had to tweet that. Oh, hey, look who I blocked. My life is so much better. Ha ha ha. Really? You just made like 5 tweets about him. You blocked him, and you're still making tweets. Get his dick out of your mouth.
Oh,
like
Jesus.
My thing is like, again, I'm not saying that whatever he has against Ted for whatever. I don't know why. I think Ted's a pretty cool guy.
We should have Ted on the show.
Oh yeah,
and talk about it. What a fight.
Okay, see, my thing is Ted is not, at least from what I've seen, he has not addressed it at all. He is addressing it like a gentleman, where he doesn't say anything.
What a guy.
He's just like, yeah, you know what?
I don't think either one of us could do that. Be like, no, fuck you.
The thing is, I got used to that because I was getting so much hate from like Wisconsin and Edina when I was first posting.
No.
I was literally commenting back on everyone, like, oh, fuck you, very dumb. And then at this point, I'm just like, don't care. I just like roast them. I just, literally anytime someone says anything like that, I'm like, Wisconsin has tiny lakes. No, we don't. Yeah, you do.
You tiny little guys.
I could literally pee in your backyard and it'd be a lake.
Jesus.
Shut up. Literally, the DNR would come and name the lake.
Love it.
Speaking of piss,
go on.
Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready for this.
All right,
it's time now for Is It Shit? The new game show where we taste or drink a new product and discuss it. Is it shit? Who knows? Let's find out. Let's play Is It Shit?
Is it shit?
Is it shit?
One of our popular shows that we've been told is very, very funny.
So basically, I go to the liquor store right before I come here, and I pick out whatever liquor that I see there. Now, I will admit, I told you this earlier, I did pick this one because I got a notification that this brand did follow me. So I'll give you a shot of the can first. Okay, they follow me on Instagram. So look at it. Look at it. Looks pretty cool. We got the mount.
Very firmly in my hand. That's okay. So a can.
It's a can, and take a look.
See.
We are drinking nice hard lemonade, 5% alcohol.
Very nice.
So this is actually this is brewed in St. Cloud, Minnesota, packaged by Beaver Island, the same ones who created the plaid cup that we did not like as much.
Yeah, that was one of our first ones we did not like.
Before you open it, admire the can. See, it's a little different because here's the thing: it's the best of both worlds.
Yeah,
it's not like it's not just a one little silly little wrap.
Yep,
it's like its own kind of like koozie that's wrapped around the entire can.
Yeah.
It's still just an aluminum can, but you got that. So hard it's worth the squeeze. Gluten free. Drink hard, play nice.
Drink hard, play nice.
Trying to see what other stuff they got on here. Doesn't look like they got a whole lot in this can. They're pretty simple with it. You know what?
Fine with it.
And I know that they also make some they make some like like twisted teas. They make like that kind of stuff. So yeah, nice hard lemonade. Let's open this bad bitch up. Delicious, absolutely amazing sound. That's a great crack.
Great sound.
Honestly, yeah, that's a great crack. That's what she said. Anyways, let's just jump right into this. And you ready to find out?
Yep.
Is it shit?
Ooh,
not bad. Not bad.
The aftertaste wasn't bad. We had a way worse.
My thing is the aftertaste tasted a lot more like beer instead of like
okay.
Like the aftertaste tasted more like beer, and it wasn't super like sweet at the end, in my opinion.
I think I was expecting it sweet. That's probably why I wasn't.
But like,
I probably dogged it right away.
I don't mind. I'm a sweets kind of person. Don't get me wrong. I like sweets, and like I'll drink the lemonades and all that kind of shit.
True.
But
We'll go with the can. What do you think?
The can right now, that's a banger. The can's simple. There's not a whole lot going to it, but it's not a bad can. I like the wrapping.
Mm-hmm.
I like that it's wrapping basically around this whole can here.
Okay, check.
Yeah, Beaver Island. Yeah, no, it's got. It doesn't have some of like the random stuff you see on the other cans where it's like, all the random BS. It's simple. It's to the point. You can tell that it's like, you can tell what it is right away. They got the lemon. They got the nice. I think it's one of the only ones that's not like, it's brewed in Minnesota, but it's not like the can itself isn't so like in your face Minnesotan Midwestern, but the name itself is nice. So it's like, I feel like nice for some reason. I think of it as like a Minnesota thing.
Okay.
But the taste, I would say pretty good.
It's
kind of like drinking a lemonade, but like not the super sweet kind. Kind of like a watered down like Minute Maid. You know what I mean? Let me give it another sip. Yeah, not bad. That's not as sweet. I don't think you'd get gut rot over that.
Nah, I don't know. Maybe, but
I personally don't think you would. I could be wrong, but
okay.
No, that's good. Taste. So I guess what do we give the can?
I'm gonna say 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5 for the can. I was also gonna give it a 4 out of 5 on the can. 4 out of 5 for the nice hard lemonade can.
Like it.
Love
Good job.
Love it.
Good
right
job,
there.
boys.
The taste
and girls, I guess.
I gotta give it. I think also a 4 out of 5. I would give it. I would also give it a 4 out of 5. Not quite a 5 out of 5, but it's a fantastic drink. It's like on the edge for me.
I'll give it to you. I'll say 4 out of 5 as well too for the taste. I think it's that damn good.
So I think it's good. It's like on the edge. Like honestly, I could a tiny bit sweeter. I'd be like, oh, for sure. But honestly, that's almost a 5. So overall, our final score is going to be a 4 out of 5. We're not doing the point. We're not doing 4 point something.
Yeah.
We're not doing that BS. It's just a straight up 4. I'm sorry, but that's actually not even a sorry. A 4 out of 5 is good.
Yeah, it's very good.
That's very good. Just know that you were on the high end of the 4 out of 5s.
Good job, Beaver Island.
Yeah, or at least it was packaged by Beaver Island, but the brewing company is in St. Cloud. I guess I don't know. Did they brew it? Did Beaver Island brew this?
I want to say it is.
Damn it, Beer Bong Boy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for shitting on Beaver Island so much. If this was them, I don't believe it. I believe nice is the thing. But hey, you know what? If Beaver Island didn't make it, they at least packaged it well. So.
Good job.
Yeah. Local, go get yourself some nice. They got some teas. They got some hard lemonades. Go get you some, okay?
All right.
That's good.
That's very good. We'll drink that the rest of the night, too.
Oh, yeah. I'll drink that. Damn, I should have brought I brought 2 in. I brought 2 in from my vehicle.
That's okay.
Damn. Well, either way, that was delicious.
Okay, good.
Good job. Good job on Is It Shit? Alrighty. What do we got next on the agenda there, Matt?
Well, I think we should probably end up going to a break because we got to talk to Jessi Pierce from the Minnesota Wild.
Wait, we do?
Yeah, she's pretty popular, I guess.
Wait a minute. Did you say she's from the Minnesota Wild?
Yeah, she's one of the insiders for the Minnesota Wild.
No.
And she's also one of the hosts of the Bardown Beauty Podcast as well, too. You can hear her on any other streaming service like us, too.
Yeah, I wonder how the Wild did.
No. Let's not talk about that. All right, we'll be back a little bit. We'll have Jessi Pierce coming back in just a little bit. You're listening to Beer Belly Sports.
It's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on.
Finally, someone let me out of my cage. Now, time for me is nothing because I'm counting no A's. Nah, I couldn't be there.
Don't you have some kind of a line that you keep open for emergencies or for celebrities? I'm both. I'm a celebrity in an emergency. Can you patch me through on that line, please?
You're listening to the Beer Belly Sports there, don't you know? The guys will be back after this. Beer Belly Sports. It's not just a sports show. It's like hanging out at the bar with your buddies. Hey there, all you Minnesotans. If you haven't checked out the 7th Avenue Pizza in Minneapolis, well, you should there, bud. Premium thin crust frozen pizza. 7th Avenue produces the highest quality, best tasting frozen pizza available in the market today. If delicious toppings is what you crave, look no further. Their thin crust pizzas are made with the highest quality ingredients, including spicy sauces, hearty meats, and an assortment of Wisconsin cheeses. We promise no Packer fans touch them. The meats are real too, no fillers. Now in Bemidji at Lucan's Village Foods. Go to 7thAvenuePizza.com to find a location near you. 7th Avenue Pizza, before pizza became trendy.
I want to speak to all the wives out there. You know, as far back as I can remember, there have been men's magazines. You know what I'm talking about. Playboy, Penthouse, that kind of thing. Now, I'm not here to pass judgment one way or the other, but I'm betting that a lot of wives don't appreciate their husbands looking at those magazines. Comparison shopping doesn't belong in the bedroom. But you know, like so many things in life, you got to put it into perspective. I want every wife to know that there's something much more dangerous than your husband looking at men's magazines. See, a lot of guys my age have abandoned the girly publications, and they replace them with these monthly magazines that feature used trucks, boats, RVs. They're all for sale, complete with pictures, and some of them are very suggestive. Now, I figure that's got to be a lot scarier than seeing your husband browsing through Playboy. Because when he sees pictures in a men's magazine, there's no chance he's going to bring any of those home. Remember, I'm pulling for you. We're all in this together.
Beer Belly Sports. Well, some sports. More like half-assing for an hour or so.
Urban and Gerbert's most mouth-watering sandwiches are back. The Neuron, barbecued pulled beef brisket with a hot and gooey mac and cheese topped with citrus chipotle barbecue sauce. And the Beacon, a beef brisket topped with chipotle citrus barbecue, cherrywood bacon, and cheddar cheese. Two delicious taste bud tempting concoctions that are sure to please. And don't forget, it's soup season with creamy cheddar cheese and broccoli, hearty cheddar and wild rice, bold and spicy Southwest chili, all at Urban and Gerbert's, located on the corner of 15th and Bemidji Avenue.
Check out Hard Times in downtown Bemidji. Hard Times is that small town bar you've been looking for. From bingo nights and to live bands. Also, Beer Belly Sports will host shows at Hard Times monthly. Hard Times, downtown Bemidji. Better than your Mother's Tater Tot casserole, this is Beer Belly Sports.
Welcome back to Beer Belly Sports. We're going to be semi-pro sports talk. I'm Matt Geffrey. Alongside of me, the one and only, the Minnesota Dad himself.
That's me.
Oh, hey there, bud.
Oh, hey there, buddy.
So on tap with us tonight, we have one of the best Minnesota Wild insiders in the world. She's also one of the hosts of Bardown Beauty Podcast as well, too. We welcome back to the show, Jessi Pierce. Hi, Jess. How's it going?
Hey, guys. Good. How are you? Can I comment? I'm loving the swag, by the way. Is that new? It looks nice.
Thank
looks
you.
Sharp. Yes. It sounds a little creepy to say that now that I think about it, but it looks sharp because I'm watching you. So that's cool.
Well, that explains the one viewer we have. Nice.
Fine,
nice.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yeah. Welcome to the home of us and the higher up.
Yes. Nice.
Well, she decorated herself because you can tell if a guy tried to decorate it, we would not have this shit here at all.
Always,
yeah.
for sure.
What, you can't decorate? What,
no,
man?
I'm a guy. If it was just me, this table would not be here, and the only thing I would have is this chair, my PS5, and my big-ass TV, and that is it.
Why does
and your mattress would be on the floor with no headboard.
Hey,
it's a whole thing, right?
Wow. Let's not bring up old shit here.
Ooh.
How dare you? How dare you? So let's rip the fucking Band-Aid off right away. How did you feel when the Wild ended their game the other last week? I guess when the final 0-0s hit the board. How'd you feel?
I mean, expected, really. Like, it's sad. I've been through this for too many years. I started to believe. My problem was starting to believe it was different. And then I was like, nope, here it is. That's not any different.
It's fine.
No, it's fine. No, it sucks because it was such a promising year, such a fantastic regular season. And as much as Bill Guerin and crew want to say, oh, it'll be the same next year, it won't. Like, it's going to be very hard to to replicate that, unfortunately. I mean, not saying that they won't be good. It's just what they had this year was, I truly think, something special, and they kind of squandered it away. And here we are in the off season. Hey, but I'm all for it. I'm all for enjoying my summertime.
Yeah, you sound like you're all for it.
I mean, it's just more time with the family, I guess.
Yeah,
whatever.
It's
cool. It's good. Yeah.
So you didn't purchase your tickets for downtown for the parade?
No. I'll organize it, but no.
Yeah, of course you would. Yeah. You would be for you being like the person who loves doing crafts and all this other stuff. Normal guy. I can't think of the right word because I'm a guy, but the normal stuff that you would do, you would be able to like have it perfect down. Like we're supposed to go. Yeah, you would have that. Yeah. Guys would be like, okay, we go here. We turn left here. Oh.
I mean, that's basically all a parade is, though, right? Like, it's fine. Just go down West 7th. It's fine. Grab some beers.
That's all you need.
Enjoy yourself. That's all you need. Yeah.
That's fine. Right? Everything's fine.
So, I guess that it's not a secret that, Kevin Fiala was missing during those playoffs. But, the biggest thing going into the offseason is, are the Wild going to be able to re-sign him? Are they going to be able to try to find some way to be able to get Fiala back? Or should we kiss him goodbye? Should fans be putting the jerseys away?
I mean, I'm sure you guys have all listened to Dan Barrero's conversation with Bill Guerin today. If not, highly recommend it, because I don't want to be lumped in with they, because Guerin was not pleased with they, i.e. the media, speculating. Honestly, what I left with from between player availabilities and from chatting from availabilities with Bill Guerin and Dean Evson is they want him back. I don't think they can do it. And I will be shocked if they can get it done. Then again, I also am shocked that they got Kaprizov at what they did. I mean, Bill Guerin is a magician. So it's going to be hard. I mean, despite him being absent, he did. He's a 30 goal scorer. We even asked Kevin Fiala that point blank, do you see yourself as that? He's like, what, you don't think I am because I had bad playoffs? And it's like, well, no, we're just asking, but then to counter that, Bill Guerin said, what, he had a hot 3 months? Like, I mean, it's kind of funny to see how these games are manifesting themselves. But at the end of the day, Kevin Fiala is a player that is incredibly valuable, is going to want some money. I mean, you look at what Jules Eriksson-Ek is getting and compare it to that. He feels like he's better than, maybe an Ek, I would imagine. And rightfully so. He's a special, special player. Again, I don't know how you financially do it. And people want to throw in the Matt Dumba shade. Sure, but I think everybody but 97 is movable. You can make whatever you want work. I mean, 97 is the only guy that is there for the long term at this point. So, I mean, don't forget that you can move other people than Matt Dumba. Everyone wants to say Dumba, but there are others. So if Billy G really wants Fiala back, he will find a way to make it happen. But I think he's not going to cry himself to sleep if he can't either.
So when you were on the show last, you kind of just talked about, but one of the things you said was like, when I asked you like, how do you feel about this team this year? And this was the beginning of the year. I think it was during like preseason, I guess. And you said like, meh, they're going to be average. Is that how you felt the team was going to be?
I did. Again, I mean, I put my expectations for this team at the very low. My first season covering the
Minnesota fan
was, I know. First year was 2016-17. So all those records that this team broke was from that year. So I came in that year and I was like, oh my God, this is the best team ever, yada, yada. And they lost in the first round to the St. Louis Blues and Jake Allen. So I never can, expect. And frankly, I thought there might be some growing pains, right? I mean, Matt Boldy came in and I think even you look at John Merrill, Dmitry Kulikov, even Alex Galagowski, they exceeded my expectations because truly, not to shade them, Bill Guerin went to the recycle bin to get them. They were cheap. They were able to kind of plump up the blue line, but they weren't expected to do a whole lot. And good for them that they absolutely over-exceeded those expectations. I mean, I think you ask anybody, Ryan Hartman's going to be a 30-goal scorer. Love him to death, but no. I mean, I think everybody really stepped their game up, and that's great. I mean, even the Ek-Foligno Greenway line, which everybody came to know and love, nobody saw that coming. So, I mean, I stand by what I said. I thought they were going to be fine. I'm happy I was wrong, right? Because it made for a much more thrilling season, a much more fun season for me to cover. But yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody could have foreseen them over exceeding like they did.
I love giving you shit about it the entire year, though. When they're up here, and I instantly give you shit about it. Yeah, just Pistons are going to be average.
I mean, you wanna come for me, and I will own this in our next Bardown Beauties podcast. I thought Chicago was going to make the playoff, for God's sakes. Like, I was wrong.
Time out.
That did not.
You go to the penalty box, I guess. You're done.
Hey,
you're done.
I will call I called the Kapelkakkinen thing, but I will also, claim to my misses as well. So sometimes you shoot your shot and you're wrong. Other times it's a 3-pointer, but a couple of those I was a little off on.
Hey, shooters got to shoot. You got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
So kind of on the topic of Chicago, we got Fleury from Chicago, obviously to bolster some problems, at least at the time, at the goaltending position, or uncertainty at the goaltending position. And I didn't think the attitude was really that Fleury was going to come in and be the guy, but then Talbot really stepped it up as soon as that happened. Do you think that in the playoffs, do you think that Fleury would you keep it the same and have Fleury be the guy? Or would you have said, Talbot, you got us here to finish the job?
No, I would have kept it the same way. I have been probably unfair. I've been so critical of Cam Talbot all year. I think Cam Talbot is a fine goalie. And even during that stretch, he didn't steal any games, in my opinion. The team won, right? The team was playing really, really well. And Cam Talbot gets those wins. And I'm not saying he was bad again. Like, he was fine. I think his best game was the 2-1 victory against Calgary right toward the end of the season. That was a game that he really absolutely stole for Minnesota, because Calgary could have run away with that. And that was his best game in that stretch. And, frankly, and I go back to this point too, they got Marc-Andre Fleury because they didn't trust Cam Talbot. So yes, it's great that Talbs responded the way he did, but at the end of the day, he lost his starting position to Kapelkakkinen at one point in time, and he made that uncertainty a part of it. So Cam Talbot, I don't think even really got them there, right? The team themselves were going to make the playoffs regardless of how Talbot played, regardless if they had traded for Marc-Andre Fleury. And that's why you didn't get Marc-Andre Fleury to get you through the regular season. You got him for the playoffs. And even Dean Ebsen had said, you know what? He has 3 Stanley Cups. That's what tipped the scale. I would have maybe put in Talbot in Game 5 versus Game 6, because you did put him in a lose-lose situation, really, going in cold again. Otherwise, I would have had Fleury just finish it out at that point. But really, I would have probably kept things the same. I would have, as far as starting Fleury over Talbot. Again, I think Talbot responded well, and I love that people jumped on that wagon, but he still is he's an okay goaltender. He's a good goaltender. He's not a great goaltender. And so I don't know that the outcome would have been entirely different had you started with him either.
There's so many options out there for this team, like you said. Billy G can really do anything. But what do you want to see for this team? Who do you want to keep, and who do you want to get rid of?
Oh, I don't want to get rid of anybody. I mean, you saw how well they did, right? Like,
Dude, you went right to the throat.
I don't know. Yeah. I can't. I mean, like I said, I'll stick my neck out when I need to. But really, I mean, it's hard to say. I you know what? That's a lie. I would get rid of Dmitry Kulikov. I
liked him.
I would maybe get rid of Alex Alagaski. I mean, the defense to me was a bigger point of contingency than even the goaltending. Everyone wants to point to Marc-Andre Fleury's, he can't make a save. Well, the defense sucked, right? So when the defense sucks, you see the bigger holes in your goaltending, which again is why they went out and made the move to get Fleury in the first place, I think, because you saw when the defense was injured, when Brodin was hurt, when Spurgeon was hurt, when Dumbo was hurt, you saw these holes in, again, those discount bin defensemen, as I like to call them, that they just weren't that strong. They kind of came back down to earth, and then you're getting more pucks to the goalie. Well, now you're kind of SOL. So I would like to see the defense get a little bit better. What that means, I don't know, because I think Jonas Brodin's still phenomenal. I think Jake Middleton and Jared Spurgeon were an awesome top pair. And I don't dislike Matt Dumba as much as everybody in the state of hockey likes to dislike Matt Dumba. I just,
I thought, right? I thought he's a good guy. He's not one of us, but he's been here. Like, he feels like he's one of us.
Yeah. He loves it here. I mean, he's very quick to tell you that he's invested in the community. He joked with us. His girlfriend just bought a place in Eden Prairie. So, I mean, he's here. But he's always been a high risk, high reward defenseman. So I don't know why people act surprised when all of a sudden, he is what he is, and he always will be. And again, Bill Guerin has so much stress the character that he brings in the room, the character Jordan Greenway brings in the room, right? I know people are critical of him, but no. Back to the initial question, I would say definitely defense. Figure that out. Figure out what you're going to do with Kalen Addison. It doesn't seem like they think Kalen is a guy that can step up. Okay, so is Carson Lambos your next up? Is there a defenseman out there? Because again, the tough thing is, I don't know what you can afford to get out there beyond what you already have. Jacob Middleton, I imagine, is going to want a little bit more, but he's probably pretty cheap because I think he really genuinely liked being here. I think Kulikov, you could probably move. Johnny Merrill, I wouldn't hate bringing back. Again, he's another cheap one, and Alex Algoski, they already kind of committed to that one as well. So the reason it goes down to Dumba is because is he the most movable with the most free space to keep a Kevin Fiala? Sure. But I go back to everybody's tradable except 97.
Yeah, true. I like it.
So this year we definitely saw a good chunk of Matt Boldy and about how good that kid is. I mean, without Kaprizov there, like Kaprizov, we're going to be talking about his rookie season for a while, but Matt Boldy's rookie season was nothing to scoff at. He had a very good first outing for the Wild. Do you think that Marco Rossi? Do you think that next year could be his year in the line of Wild who was having good rookie seasons?
Yeah, it very well could be, and I think that they're hoping it will be. Bill Guerin even said that directly. We hope so. I think Rossi was certainly frustrated that he started down in Iowa, right? He got a look, and it just wasn't there. But I think the thing that I constantly reminded Minnesota since Bill Guerin stepped into this role is the patience. Remember, everybody wanted Matt Boldy to be in the playoffs last year, and it was like, nope. You got to have patience. Well, that patience paid off for Matt Boldy because he seamlessly transitioned. Now, granted, I also think college hockey plays a large role in the transition from, minors to the pros. I think it seems to be college hockey players with that experience have a little bit easier time. Kirill Kaprizov being a large exception naturally, right? But Marco Rossi, I think he got some valuable learning experience. I think the biggest thing, and we had him on the podcast a couple weeks ago, and he had mentioned there is a physical element that he just wasn't used to. He was hurt a lot down in Iowa, and I think that is a concerning factor when deciding whether he's ready or not to be up here. That was a reason you didn't see him as part of the Black Aces as an option for the Wild, is because he had just finished an injury and they wanted to make sure he was fully healthy. And again, that has nothing to do with the past COVID health issues by any means. It's a physical game. And granted, the AHL is a far more physical, rough and tumble game than he's going to face in the NHL. But, I know everyone's so excited. So I'm curious to see what he can do because he is a true centerman, right? He is a true number one center too. I easily moved Freddie Gaudreau over to a wing and slot Rossi in. I think that could be a really tangible line there with Boldy. But yeah, all signs point to yes, he's just got to come out the gates and really, really earn that spot because Bill Guerin is not just going to give it to anybody.
Why does Dean Everson always look like he's pissed? Like, it doesn't matter if he's
he is.
It doesn't matter if he's like, if they win or they lose, he always looks like he's pissed. And I never understood. And it looks like he has a tattoo up on his upper bicep, which I do want to see what it is.
He's got two. Woo! I've seen I see peaks under both the sleeves. Yeah. It's funny. I even mentioned this. I never got a good read on Dean, right? The whole time last year when he took over, and I was like, I just don't know. Well, we had him on our podcast beginning of the year. He is funny. Like, he is a funny dude. And even, like, there were so many times this year that he would just kind of chirp me a little bit. Like, I walked in late to a presser. He's like, hey, Jessi, thanks for showing up. And then he wouldn't let it go. And I was like, it was one time. I was late, man. I didn't even need you.
Damn,
and he just
kids.
wouldn't let it go. Yeah, like, it was, he's a really fun person. He likes to give it to you. I think his biggest thing and the reason he's probably so kind of, I don't want to say vanilla necessarily, but he definitely put the wall up, and I think it's because he doesn't want to become bigger than the team ever, and I can say that about a lot of NHL coaches, right? And Herb Brooks was notorious for that as well. But he does. Dean, it's funny, he says the same things to us over and over again. If I have to hear any guy in a Minnesota Wild jersey can play with anyone, it's like, well, can they? Because you haven't changed your lines in 3 months. Like, I'm just saying, like, But I think there was a reason for that. I think that's just kind of who he is. He wants to be a little bit guarded with the media. And I think that's fair. I think that's how much he respects his players. That's how much he respects his staff. He made sure that his staff was extended before his big extension was announced this offseason. He makes sure he talks to a player about being scratched before we do. Apparently he didn't know that we could tell who was scratched or who was starting, because he's like, what do you mean? And we're like, well, if they're last off the ice, they're obviously not playing. He's like, oh, so then he started messing with us and wouldn't do it anymore. Yeah, he was like, he'd start having his press conference so we couldn't watch, and it's a thing. But no, smart. I mean, I think there's that. Yeah, there's that tact. He's a good dude, and happy to have gotten to know him a little bit more this season even.
I never met a coach or a front office person who's ever like open to the media all the time. Never have.
Bruce Boudreau.
Bruce
hands
was?
down.
Was he?
Oh God, he was. That was so high. That was why it was
Grandpa
so hard
Bruce.
to move on from Bruce. He was so like, kind of just told you how it was. He was like, he's just a different type of coach. But you're right. I mean, Dean is a good balance between like a Bruce and like a Daryl Sutter, where Sutter will give you nothing, right? And Bruce gave you everything, and Dean's a good mix, because he will. And when Dean doesn't give us stuff, he's quick to say, sorry guys, I'm just trying, I'm trying to do this or that. And it's like, it's fine. We're trying to do our job as media members as well. But yeah, you can get both. I think Dean's probably right in the middle of it.
So I think the legend of Kirill Kaprizov continued this year with a phenomenal sophomore campaign, which saw him be the first Wild to score 100 points, break the single-season points, goals, and assist record. It's his second year, and this is the first time that Wild fans have really had like a superstar. We've had good players, but having an actual bona fide superstar while he's on our team, where do you think right now, and I'm not talking about like where he will be, where would you put him right now in your top Wild players of all time?
Oh, number one, without question. I mean, all of the stats aside, there's just something special about him. Like, I'm so happy fans were able to see it in person, because watching Kirill Kaprizov dazzle in person is just, it's so different. And I mean, even not on the score sheet, I think what really impressed me this year is his physical presence, his forecheck, just the way that he's involved in almost everything, right? Like, I just think that's so unique. Like, he is an all-around player. Marian Gaborik, phenomenal scorer, right? And he was a very special player too, but that was it. And he was hurt a lot too, whereas Kaprizov so far seems to be able to avoid that, or just kind of, stay healthy and yet play very hard as well, which I think is just a uniqueness. Again, you look at the superstars, Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, like that's kind of what they bring in. Kaprizov is smaller than any of those guys too, so he's unique in that skill set as well. And God, his edge work, drool. It's so good. It's just such a beautiful thing to watch. But no, I mean, I think there's no question that you'd say he's number one, because, forward, defenseman, goaltenders, he's the best that has put on that jersey in the 21 years that he started. Like you just said, he just finally broke all of these records. He finally got 100 points. Like and it's a hard thing to do. The NHL is a hard league to do those types of things, and for him to do it in his second year, while guys are easily trying to shut him down, and to still achieve that, it's unbelievable.
I think it's watching every single game. I think my favorite part of watching any Wild hockey game this year was if anybody touched Kirill, and that was, clean hit, bad hit, whatever it might be, they got the fucking business the rest of the night. They got tossed around. I like that if you touch Kaprizov, there was a bounty on your head.
Yeah. And Kaprizov steps up himself for it. Like, he's not going to back down. It's the Russian in him. You look at Alex Ovechkin. Ovechkin's not doing that either. But yeah, I mean, it is like he is a superstar, and I think the league itself has started to recognize that he's a superstar. Like, I felt even after he won the Calder, he still went under the radar. Now, it doesn't help when Austin Matthews is completely dominating everything, and Leon Seidel and Connor McDavid. That doesn't help, because Minnesota in general never gets to. Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yeah, please
pump the brakes.
Please, I wish
Jessi would be all over that. Like, Who?
Yeah.
Husband
Yeah,
who?
then there's a new best wild player. It's not Chris
was it?
Kaprizov anymore.
Are you kidding me?
Hot take.
McDavid's there to pass to Kaprizov. Come on now. Let's go. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Let's go. So with the off season here, what do you do in the meantime? Because there's no wild activity really going on unless breaking news, but for the most part, there's not a lot of wild stuff going on. So what do you do in the meantime?
I go to the lake. Yeah, I mean, I do. I take a break when I can, but before you know it, Stanley Cup Finals are here, which we do a little bit of coverage. Obviously, we still do our podcast every single week, and then you go into NHL draft and free agency and development camp, and the season starts back up. So really, you have maybe like a month of nothing. I will be at the Beauty League out in Edina again, like I am every year. So that starts up in July, which always gets me some good stories. Good time to catch up with some of the players and form some of those relationships that help get the good stories down the road. But yeah, I don't know. Mostly just try to be outside. I'm working on some yard projects, and we got a boat last summer, so maybe I'll just let's not get too excited. It is. I don't know if it'll run. We'll see if it'll run, and if it does, then I will be fishing.
That's what paddles are for.
That's what I'm thinking, right?
That's why you have a husband. You just let him just paddle his ass back. You're fine.
I've never seen him like intimidated by anything. Dude is so intimidated by like the motors. Like I can't we took it out and we got stuck at one of the docks. And boat people are so great, right? Once you have a boat, you're a boat person, and everyone like wants to help each other out. And he was like so embarrassed that it went and started. I'm like, just ask these boat people. We're boat people now. And you know, I had a couple of summer shandies, so I was feeling fine. I was like, hey, come help us with our boat, and they did. It was awesome.
Okay,
like, we never know.
Okay, first of all, Guy would never ask for help. I mean, you should know this. Like, he's like, oh, we're fine. We'll be okay.
You guys need to move on from that.
No,
it's not.
No. We're not gonna be able to do that. We can't get over it.
Ask for directions while you're.
Oh hell no! Ash will do that too. Do you know where we're going? Yeah. She's like, no, you don't. It's fine. I know where I'm doing.
Dude, that's what Google Maps is for. Come on, man.
But when you're out in the middle of nowhere, maybe you want to take the back road. See the back.
Why would you want to take the back road?
I don't know. Something different.
Oh, okay. Don't. You're the person who goes up.
Something different. You mean you got lost?
There's two ways to get back to Bemidji from the cities. There's Motley and Brainerd. You strike me as neither. You strike me as someone who would like take. You would like
Park Rapids.
Oh my God! You're a person who I'd be like, okay, you're going to make this 4-hour drive into 5.5.
No, I made this point clear on the Minnesota Means page on Facebook. Like, there's two ways you can go back. If I have a child, if I have Kennedy with us, I go through Brainerd because you have more stops. Motley, if you get stuck, you're on the middle of bumfuck nowhere. So that sucks.
With no service.
Yeah. So there's that. So I go through Brainerd if we have Kennedy. Just to be safe. Because she gets out of, we got out of time at Kennedy to go potty. No, I'm fine. 2 minutes out of town. I need to go potty. Fuck. That's how it is.
Wild playoff atmosphere. How is that like being there because we were up here, of course, but wild playoff atmosphere this year. Like, I feel like more people just had hope this year, which that sucks for us. You know, that the sad temptation of hope. But what was it like actually at the XL with this energy?
I mean, game 1 sucked, but like game 2 was pretty good. No, you know, honestly though, I think the playoffs are always such a special animal. Like I remember even going and I felt the same excitement, even when you knew they were probably going to get bounced, right? Like it's a lot of fun. They did a really nice job. Game Ops did a great job getting the crowd riled up, getting some new videos in there, doing the on ice stuff. I mean, the extra excitement is the extra excitement you've really seen all regular season. Like people are there forever before. I mean, most people are down on the glass before I'm even near the rink. Like it's crazy. And people's cheering for Foligno and Zuccarello. I mean, for every single player got so loud. And when Marc-Andre Fleury came into town, I mean, future Hall of Famer. I think people forget, like, it's not just the pedigree. He's a legit future Hall of Famer, which Minnesota has never had, right? Like, you have this guy it's unbelievable that he's here in a Wild jersey. And nicest person I've ever met in my entire life, too, by the way. So sweet. Like, just so kind. But yeah, no, I mean, the playoffs it was great, but I give credit to the fans. They were fantastic all year. I mean, they were loud. most of the time they stayed, even when there were some not so great losses, including that game one. You know, but it was, I mean, the fans were on another level. And again, Kirill Kaprizov is a large reason for that.
Absolutely. This is, it's not that I've always been a big Wild fan, but also the thing is, when my favorite player and like my idol growing up was Mikko Koivu, and I love Mikko. Sure. I love Koivu so much, but just to see the talent level between like Koivu and Kaprizov is insane. Like, kids are growing up now watching this team, watching Kirill Kaprizov doing what he's doing. I guess, how do you think that his impact will impact like Minnesota as a whole? Because I know that for me, like, guys who are like superstars impacted me. Joe Mauer, that is one of the most influential Minnesota sports athletes of all time, because he was a superstar right out of the gate from Minnesota. Now with Kirill, he's not from Minnesota, he's from Russia, but still, it is a superstar that kids get to grow up with watching. Do you think, like, how big of an impact do you think he's going to have on just the hockey culture for kids, not just kids growing up, but just in general?
I mean, I think it's him. I think it's everybody on the team. I think the NHL in general, you're seeing a shift in the right direction that's going to get a younger audience more engaged in hockey, whether they want to play, whether they want to just be involved as a fan. I mean, I think the thing that this team did, Kirill included, is they had so much personality, which you never saw. I mean, Kaprizov, his end of season presser, apparently he can speak English really well, because he spoke English fantastic to us. But you know, it's just that personality and letting fans see that, that's huge, right? The skill itself is great, but I think you see that talent across the league in general, and it is something to see it in person. And again, you're going to find a fan for life. But I think this year's team was so different in the fact that they were willing to have fun. And you know, Mikko's a very stern Finnish person, right? So I think you had these old guys, and this old regime were very old school NHL. Yeah. So for the younger kids, that doesn't appeal, right? Now you've got the Wild on TikTok. You've got Polino doing different things. You've got, I mean, you know, it's just, I think beyond Kaprizov's talent, I think in general, it was so huge. And I think that starts with Bill Guerin giving the team access. Like, I had a friend who used to work for the Wild. They never had access to the players like they do now. And so now you're seeing this video content. You're seeing these hilarious commercials, the not weird but wild things, you know, like,
those are fun.
It's so much fun, because again, that's a thing that an everyday casual fan can pick up, and all of a sudden, hey, let's go watch this kid. Oh my gosh, Kirill Kaprizov's great. Hey, now I kind of want to sign my kid up for hockey. So there's just that trickle effect in general. So yes, I think Kirill Kaprizov has an impact skill-wise, but beyond that, I think just having this personality and the fun. I mean, people forget that hockey is fun, and these guys are showing that they're having fun, win, lose, or draw. It's a good time. So again, it's something that you'd want your kid, your family to be a part of for sure.
So my last question is more of a thing of, you brought up how it's a lot easier now for kids and everyone to be able to watch and see the Wild, you know, on TikTok and everything like that. Bally Sports announced that they will be having in this quarter their own streaming service, because Bally Sports has Bally Sports and Fox Sports. Geez, I'm like mad. I can't talk.
Shut up.
They've been really unavailable to a lot of people who've gone on to streaming. It's not on Hulu, on the Hulu Plus, on YouTube TV. It's only on one streaming service. What do you think about having their own streaming service to go around having to get like YouTube TV and stuff? Because personally, YouTube TV is a lot easier to do, because you don't have to set up a cable box. You can just, on your smart TV, just have it there. How much do you think they're going to make with this? Because here it's like $20 a month or something for when they do eventually have it. And do you think it's a good idea?
Will it stop people from coming at me in the comments every game as far as access goes? Because that's really all I care about. Like, I guess I don't have an opinion. And granted, I'm spoiled, right? Because the league pays for my NHL TV subscription, so I have to. I know, fancy.
Do you not get
Let me
blackouts?
pick that brag up off the floor.
Yeah,
I don't get blackouts. No,
Oh,
I get to choose.
Wow.
I get to choose where I watch, which stream I watch to, and I can watch 2 games. It's beautiful. It's
Wow.
beautiful. Props to
brag.
NHL
Not a big
Live.
deal.
Shout out to NHL Live.
Are you
Sign up
from
for
Edina
NHL
by
Live.
chance?
Yeah, you sound like an Edina person now. Just
Please. No, they don't pay us enough at the game, so they got to pay us in some other way. Like,
too.
here you go. Here you can watch hockey.
Yeah, we
no,
feel
I
bad
mean,
for you.
I don't have a horse in the race. At the end of the day, they're, you know, it's gonna, whatever is gonna make the most money is what they're gonna do. I do feel bad for fans this year because it did sound like it was kind of a hot mess, and I have a lot of good friends that work at Bali, obviously, so I don't want to talk too ill there. But I mean, it's I don't know. I feel something's got to get figured out. I think something's got to improve from this year, and that's not only just with Bali. I think with ESPN and TNT, it sounded like people were still having issues as well, accessing different things. And like you mentioned, the blackouts. Like, at the end of the day, you want fans being able to watch the games without having to jump through 100 different hurdles, or without having to sign up for a YouTube TV. And then now they can't get Bali because it's not any, and the issues behind all of that with Sinclair and everything like that. I think whatever is going to get your fans able, especially here in Minnesota, when fans are going to be watching the game, they will stay up till 9:30 at night like a bunch of crazy people and watch a puck drop, right? So make it as simple and effective as possible for them. So I am all for that because I want you guys to be able to see the games. I want people cheering loud from home, and I want people to stop coming at me because I can't do anything about you not watching the game.
Well, Jess, if you want to text me your username and password for it, that'd be great.
You know what? Honestly, if I knew it, I probably would. I don't even know what it is anymore. It's just locked in there. I know, it's terrible. You're not the first to ask. You won't be the last.
Okay.
If I think of it, I will let you know.
There.
Jess, one of the things we like to ask for a lot of guests. I don't know if we asked you last time, but we're going to ask you again. What's that one drink that you like to drink when you're with your husband, out with the kids, or out on the boat?
It really depends, right? I kind of drink everything. I'm not to be a lush, but I will drink whatever is given to me at any point in time. I actually I was thinking about this because I was craving it today. Probably have it tomorrow because we're ditching the kids tomorrow. Shout out to the parents' night out in the Matamidi district. But no, I put vodka and like a watermelon, like the Simply orange juice, but they have like a Simply watermelon. Yeah. And then I crush up some jalapenos in there. I bet it would probably be even better with like tequila, but with vodka it was really good. Just try it. It's like a spicy, sweet, real delightful. I put it in a Moscow Mule cup. It's pretty good. So I'm feeling that.
I'm pretty white. I don't know if I like a lot of spicy things.
So I need a little spice. Kick it up a notch.
Like kicking the ass.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Jess. Thank you so much. Where can we find all your content?
All of my content. Just follow me on Twitter at Jessi _Pierce Pierce. You can also listen to Bardown Beauties Podcast. New episodes released every single Monday. And yeah, that's about it. NHL.com. But again, I'm on a break, so don't find me there.
All right. Thank you so much, Jess.
No problem, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, thanks, Jess. Have a good night. Go to bed.
I will. Bye.
Bye. That was Jessi Pierce of a Minnesota Wild insider and also one of the hosts of Bardown Beauty Podcast. She's awesome. She's obviously one of my favorites.
Oh, she's an absolute beauty. Like, she's very knowledgeable. She knows what she's doing. She is probably one of the smartest information in the NHL, just NHL world, especially around the Minnesota Wild. So no, it's awesome to have her on again. Nice to be able to ask you some questions, see what the hubbub is, after the Wild's depressing ending.
Oh no!
But do you want me to take us out?
Sure, why don't you?
So up next, we got another tier list for you.
Yes,
got another tier list for you. We're not going to tell you what it is until we actually get to it, but make sure that you stick around. You're watching Beer Belly Sports.
You're a freak with a microphone.
The semi-pro of sports radio, Beer Belly Sports.
Hey there, all you Minnesotans. If you haven't checked out the 7th Avenue Pizza in Minneapolis, well, you should there, bud. Premium thin crust frozen pizza. 7th Avenue produces the highest quality, best tasting frozen pizza available in the market today. If delicious toppings is what you crave, look no further. Their thin crust pizzas are made with the highest quality ingredients, including spicy sauces, hearty meats, and an assortment of Wisconsin cheeses. We promise no Packer fans touch them. The meats are real too, no fillers. Now in Bemidji at Lucan's Village Foods. Go to 7thAvenuePizza.com to find a location near you. 7th Avenue Pizza, before pizza became trendy.
I hate about coming here, you know? You gotta listen to that song all the time. Check out the flag. Now, what is that? Was that a weed on there or what? Come on, give me a break. Nice flag. Let's go! Let's go, drop the puck.
Let's go!
Who fakes it? Who's going face it?
Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Hockey Night in Canada. Tonight, the American team visits our Canadian champions, the Ontario Beavers. Please enjoy the game and remember, no bad language and no littering.
Let's play some hockey. Here we go.
The park playing Gretzky. Who let the moose in? Take the brawl. How come you never see any black guys playing hockey, huh? Now, do you think it's easy to just gradually take over every professional sport? Let me tell you something, man. Brothers are starting to figure out this ice thing. Hope you enjoyed it.
These Canadians ain't got a care in the world.
Yeah, and how about the way they cheat at the World Series, huh? That's our game, people.
That is true. I'll tell you another thing. The beer sucks.
You're listening to the Beer Belly Sports there, don't you know? They continue to be the semi-pro of the sports talk world.
Hey, this is Brad Johnson, former quarterback in the NFL for the Minnesota Vikings and Super Bowl 37 champs with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So appreciate being on the podcast with Beer Belly Sports and appreciate you guys keeping on my career.
One of the best podcasts in the world. Kind of. It's just another half-ass Beer Belly Sports Show.
Urban and Gerbert's most mouth-watering sandwiches are back. The Neuron, barbecued pulled beef brisket with a hot and gooey mac and cheese topped with citrus chipotle barbecue sauce. And the Beacon, a beef brisket topped with chipotle citrus barbecue, cherrywood bacon, and cheddar cheese. Two delicious taste bud tempting concoctions that are sure to please. And don't forget, it's soup season with creamy cheddar cheese and broccoli, hearty cheddar and wild rice, bold and spicy Southwest chili, all at Urban and Gerbert's, located on the corner of 15th and Bemidji Avenue.
Check out Hard Times in downtown Bemidji. Hard Times is that small town bar you've been looking for. From bingo nights and to live bands. Also, Beer Belly Sports will host shows at Hard Times monthly. Hard Times, downtown Bemidji.
Hey guys, this is Justin Ekstrom from CanSI and CanSI Sports out of St. Cloud, Minnesota. Don't worry, my parents don't listen to my shit either. And you're listening to Beer Belly Sports on whatever app you're listening to Beer Belly Sports on.
What a banger song to come back from break room. You're listening to Beer Belly Sports. You're watching there on YouTube. You're listening on Spotify or wherever you listen to your podcast. I'm here with my friend and guest, Matt Keffrey.
Say guest?
Yeah.
Oh, why you say guest? Are you so used to saying?
I'm so used to saying guest. I don't know. It's odd. Anyways, anywho,
we both created this show.
No, you created it. I just joined.
I did
for the revision.
The revision of it. The revised of it.
The revival. The revival.
The revival
Revolution.
tool.
Anyways, Matthew.
Yes, buddy.
We got another tier list.
Okay.
So, this tier list we have today for everyone who is watching or listening at home, whatever you want, we have Minnesota Legends. This is the Minnesota Sports Legends. And let me explain beforehand.
Before we get ripped,
before we get shit on by someone who doesn't understand the fucking rules, so fucking listen. So we are doing just the 4 big Minnesota sports teams currently. So we're not talking about the Minneapolis Lakers. We're not talking about the North Stars. We're just talking about the Twins, Vikings, Wild, and Wolves. And there's a cap. So we're talking about those 4 teams, and there's a cap of 6 players per team. So, because if we had this as like, no cap for each team, it'd be all Vikings. It'd be all Vikings and Twins players.
Oh, for sure.
Because the thing is, they're the teams that have been around the longest.
And you would have 2, maybe 3, probably 2 Timberwolves players.
And that's the thing. So to make it fair, we have 6 of each. So let's start this baby off right.
Let's go.
I'm going to start off with an obvious one. Joe Mauer.
Joe Mauer, out of the gate.
He's an S tier.
So he's an S.
I'm going to tell you this now.
Well, okay.
He's an S tier.
So I want you to name the tiers for us, so people don't.
So the tiers we have, we're going a little bit simple this time. Let us know if you wanted the other way. Who knows?
I prefer the other way, but
we'll see.
This is your baby. This is your baby. So
we'll
I'll
see what people say.
Okay.
Anyway, so we got S tier. We have A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier. Of course, S tier is the absolute best. A, B, C, D. A is still very good, but S is like elite. That is like the top level. That is the top level.
What does the S mean?
Whatever you want it to mean, baby.
Superstar. Stud.
Anyways, Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer's an S. I'm not. This one is not debatable.
Okay.
I will say this. Joe Mauer is the most, we already said it earlier, is the most influential Minnesota sports athlete of all time.
Okay.
I will 100% say that. There are, again, this might be biased because, I grew up in the Joe Mauer, as a kid in the Joe Mauer age.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so many kids, including me, who were only catchers because of Joe Mauer.
Wow.
That's the thing. Joe Mauer had such
Not because you were big?
No, not because I was not big then.
Really?
But Joe Mauer is such a he's a Minnesota cultural icon. He's born and raised in Minnesota.
Okay.
Signed with the Twins. He's played there his whole career. So many people are just Joe Mauer is what I think about. When I think of the Twins, yes, you think about Jack Morris.
Yeah, of course.
You think about Kirby Puckett. You think about Herbeck, Killer, Carew, Oliva. You think about those guys. Mauer is the guy. Mauer is you can't really speak it into make it make sense.
Yeah.
But Mauer, S tier. He is just, and again, this isn't saying who had the best careers. I'm talking about Minnesota sports legends, and legend is more than a career.
Okay.
It's your legacy. It's what you did. It's not just your stats. It's what you meant to the city and what you meant to Minnesota.
Okay.
So that's my reasoning. I will let you speak on it.
I think Joe Mauer should be in the S category as well. I think that Mauer is, like you said, he has won an MVP. He has won numerous of Gold Gloves, and he's also won batting titles.
Silver
Sluggers. I just feel like that he belongs in the S category. He's obviously a Twins Hall of Famer, and he's obviously he already is a Twins Hall of Famer, and his number's been retired, so he obviously is a Twins legend. He belongs in the S category, which is the top of the list.
The top of the list. Now, next one I'm going to go with, I'm just going to straight up say it, bottom of the list.
Who's that?
Zach Parise.
Zach Parise, you're going to the bottom. He's a D. Dick.
Here's the thing. Parise and Suter, when we signed them, wow. That was the most high. And the thing is, I feel bad because there was no way to live up to that legend. There's no way to live up to how excited Wild fans were.
Yeah.
You're a Minnesota kid coming back to play for Minnesota. And it's kind of ironic we're doing that the first two because Mauer and Parise are friends.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
but,
they're about the same age, I think.
And I like Parise. I like him.
No, they're not.
But in the scheme of legend, of Minnesota sports legend, and again, this is why we're talking, the Wild haven't been around for that long.
Correct.
That's why, and
he hasn't really done very much in, let's say, where it counts the most, the postseason. I mean, he has, but he hasn't.
Well, again, so great player, and I'm glad we had him. But I would rank him at the D. Where would you rank him? I will move it, but
I would probably say he's a D as well too. Just like I said, he hasn't done anything much in the postseason, and he hasn't done anything for Minnesota itself. But the only thing that really cares with him is his name. That's about it.
Exactly. Next one, I assume we're both going to be S tier with this one. Kirby Puckett.
Oh, 100%
Kirby Puckett you gotta love him. He is one of the most lovable guys. Tragically died early, but everyone in Minnesota loved him. Not just Minnesota, the country loved him.
Yep.
Everybody loved Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett is just, honestly, when I think about like the 80s, I think Kirby. I'm like, damn, Kirby.
You think Kirby in the 80s, huh?
Oh, dude. The thing is, 87 is iconic. Like, my thing is, when I think about like the Twins, like the Dome and the Twins, it's the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay, I agree.
Era,
I agree.
That era right there is the Kirby Puckett era. It just hearing the call, deep blast to center field, touch them all, Kirby Puckett.
Oh, John, Gordo. I love Gordo.
God, he'd be an S tier if he was on this list.
He
but
would
we only
be
have
too.
players.
Oh,
we only have
God,
players.
we had
So
broadcasters?
don't fucking tell me, what broadcasters? No, don't fucking come at me. These are just players.
And again, we had to cap it at a certain amount. So
again,
best.
so we already said this here. Kirby Puckett, S tier.
And we're also not trying to be. We're also trying not to be biased because Dad and I are both huge baseball and Twins fans. So we're not trying to be biased with it.
But also, we have to be a little bit more biased with the Twins since they actually won a fucking ring.
2 of them.
So we get shit on. Next one we're gonna go with Harmon Killebrew.
Harmon Killebrew,
the killer,
the
killer.
Man. I want to say Killer belongs in the S category as well too. Again, not trying to be biased. With being a huge Twins fan because I'm branded a Twins fan and I got Twins memorabilia up on the wall, and I just feel like that the Killer grew up in Idaho. This man, I believe he's on the top of the list, just for the fact that he has crushed home run balls. He's one of the top. I think he's a top 5 home run, a home run king out there.
See, that's the thing
in baseball.
Harmon Killebrew is iconic. Harmon Killebrew is iconic, and I'm like in the middle of like S and A of like again, probably the best Twins baseball player of all time.
Okay,
and I guess the thing is, I wish that I would have known growing up in that era of like. Growing up in the era of the Killer, of like, what would your opinion be?
Yeah.
So, but I think I'm comfortable putting him in S tier because he's just at the time when Killebrew ended his career, he was second in home runs next to who? Babe fucking Ruth. Insane. He is one of the greatest players of all time, not just Twins in general.
Okay.
Harmon Killebrew is an absolute beast. And also, Killebrew beer is pretty insane.
It is really good. So there's that, too.
So, on to this one. I had a discussion with my friend about this today. Kevin Garnett.
Ooh, KG.
Now, I understand he is the greatest Wolves player of all time.
Yep.
With that said, I would put him in A, not S.
You know what? I actually agree with you. I'm going to say he's an A as well because he didn't win us a championship. He didn't win. It was great that he got us in the finals, but he didn't get us to the promised land. But there was also other things too that happened. But
there's other factors in it. But like it is Kevin Garnett is an amazing player, and again, the Wolves never really gave him a shot to win here that well. But Kevin Garnett is an amazing player, amazing talent. But in the ways of like, Mauer, Puckett, Killebrew, shaping a generation.
Yeah.
Again, I do believe that Kevin Garnett helped build basketball in Minnesota, but I don't think it helped it nearly to the degree of what those 3 guys in the S tier did.
We should change S to generational players.
See, it's too late to change now. It's too late.
Well, it's fine.
It's too late. But
anyways.
I get what you mean. But it's.
I guess KG was a generational type player because all the shit talking he did, and he also wanted to stay in the state of Minnesota and play for the Timberwolves even with their shitty years, and he came back to Minnesota. So it's really tough. He's between A and S.
I think again, being A is not bad. Don't get it fucking twisted. Being A is not bad. It's just the S is the elite of the elite, and I do think again. Kevin Garnett, there is a very serious argument to be made for S. But not today.
Okay.
Now let's go on to a Viking. Randy Moss.
Randy fucking Moss.
Again, I feel like we're stacking it up here, but I think you cannot put him anywhere else but S.
Correct.
Like
it's really hard. It's really hard to see like either you're an S or a D.
One of the greatest if not the greatest, depending on what your opinion is, wide receivers of all time. Vikings history, without a doubt.
Obviously.
He has an amazing resume. He's an amazing player. Yep. Randy Moss is the guy. He is the man. You can't talk about the Vikings without talking about Randy Moss. And again, we're saying a lot of things like it's toward, Kevin Garnett. Randy Moss and the Vikings. The thing is, if you ask a Minnesotan who they like more, the Vikings or the Timberwolves, no one is going to say the Wolves. And that's
true.
And the Vikings during this time, the peak of the Vikings and the peak of the Wolves during this time period were almost the same. The 98 Vikings and the 03 Wolves. Yeah. They're very similar. But you just feel it. I can't describe it, but Randy is just...
Oh, Randy.
You can't say no to the guy. So, I got, you already know. It's Randy Moss. He's going S tier. He's going S tier. This will not be argued. Let's go to another wild player here. Let's go to Suter.
Okay.
Let's go to Ryan Suter. Again, he was he was a lot more productive than Parisi.
Correct.
I'd put him in C tier.
Agree. Wow,
we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, we're on the same.
We're on the same
wavelength. We understand
wavelength
each other.
We're on this. We're on this shit right now. See, I feel like it's fair. Him and Parisi again. The hype was just so big, and they did not really live up to. They gave some great years to the Wild, but it was almost impossible to live up to the expectations that they were given coming into Minnesota. You were literally known as the saviors of the Wild, and where's the Stanley Cup?
Correct. Not there.
Great players, Parisi and Suter. Suter, we got a lot more out of him. Parisi, we're injured a lot, but I think that's kind of fitting. I think it's fair. Alrighty. So this one, Jack Morris.
Ooh, this one's tough.
My thing is, he's not. I'm gonna say this right off the bat. He's not S tier. The reason being, only 1 year in Minnesota. Yes, World Series. Yes, he's from Minnesota. But just 1 year, are we going to give him no? I can't do that. I would probably say A tier because of how.
Wow.
Because of how. Here's my reasoning. Because that 91 World Series, Game 7, 10 shutout innings, amazing. That is one of the best World Series sports playoff performances ever. He's born in Minnesota, raised in Minnesota, Minnesota kid.
St. Paul native?
Yep.
I think he's St. Paul.
St. Paul kid. It's just hard to not. And I would put, again, it's a lot to say, but that 91 World Series is one of the classic best World Series of all time in the MLB. Classically one of the best, one of the most highest rated
True.
World Series. That's where I would put him. I would put him at A, just for that. Just for that.
I want to go lower.
That's fine. What do you think?
I'm between a C and a B. I'm thinking more C because he only had that 1 year with the Twins. Yeah, it was a phenomenal year, and he helped us with the world title, but just 1 year.
But the thing is how iconic.
How iconic?
How iconic is
the
that
moment was iconic.
That's the thing, though. It's like, it's so hard. Like, I'm okay putting him in B tier. But
I'll give you B if we want to.
Because if I'm at A and you're at B, if you're at C, then I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Next up on the list, Kevin Love.
Kevin fucking Love.
Now, Kevin had some great years with the Wolves. He was a amazing player, all-star. He's either a C or a B for me, maybe.
I'm going to go a D.
A D.
But I don't watch basketball that much, so it's really hard.
I think a C is fair. I overall, if I'm at like almost a B or at a D, I think a C is fair. He, like, again, great player. Nothing that changed the culture. Nothing that you're like, And again, think about it here. He wasn't even here really that long. But
No.
the thing is, he's still one of the greatest Wolves of all time, which is, again, the Wolves have not
Still
been around
playing.
that long. They have not been around that long.
Yeah.
All right, let's continue on to the list. Fran Tarkenton.
The great Fran Tarkenton.
The great Fran. Fran the Man Tarkenton.
He got us to what, 4? Is it 4 Super Bowls?
4 Super Bowls. He really was the first running quarterback. Running quarterback, he could throw the ball, he could run the ball, he could do what he wanted to. Fran the Man was the man. I'd put him in A tier.
I would go A as well too. Yeah, he's a generational, and he gave us a lot of great moments. But the main thing, did he get us a world championship?
He's a great player, absolutely amazing player. I have nothing against him.
You can say something about you can say something about Randy Moss. Did he give us the championship? No, but he gave us. He revolutionized the wide receiver position. It's different. And I guess you can say anything for Fran too. He revolutionized.
But also, we didn't really get running quarterbacks till the
True.
last 10 years.
Yeah.
So
no, since Michael Vick. Well,
I guess
you can
Michael
go back
Vick,
to
yeah.
you can go back to Randall Cunningham. So back in the early 90s.
But I think we're fair here. I think it's fair to have him there. And again, we're saying A tier. That's not bad. A tier is literally the top of the top. It's not the icing on top. That's all it is. That's all I'm saying.
They're like the second layer of a taco dip.
We'll do another Viking here. Adrian Peterson.
Ooh, AP.
Now, this is a tough one for me. This is a very tough one because the thing is, he is one of the greatest running backs of all time.
Okay.
That's undisputed, being one of the best running backs of all time. That is undisputed. But I don't think I can put him in S tier.
That's tough, too.
I don't think I can put him there. I think I could, top of A tier, the very top of A tier. I'd put him right here. If I can do it.
That works.
I'd put him right between KG and Fran. That's where I would.
I would probably put him in the same spot. Put him in A. Honestly, he didn't really revolutionize the running back position, but
he was just so good.
He was so damn good, and he came back from his injury. I'm not talking about his things he did off the field. That doesn't count. We're talking about what they did on the field.
Yeah, just strictly on the field legacy. And the thing is about AP, you could also say the same thing. And yeah, if you gave any of these players a chance, if this team doesn't give you a chance, you're not going to do good. If the Vikings had competent quarterbacking during these times,
Christian Ponder wasn't great.
If the
Brett Favre?
If the Vikings had competent quarterbacking for the years that he doesn't have Tavares Jackson, rest in peace,
T-Jack,
and Christian Ponder and Donovan McNabb and all the fucking in between
Freeman.
outside, would he be where he is? Would he get the rock as much? It's
Probably
a hard
not.
question.
I don't think he would have got the rock as much.
He is still an amazing running back. He could play in the NFL today. Probably will get a contract if someone needs a running back.
Yeah,
but I think we're fine there at A tier.
Okay, yeah, I'll leave him in A.
This one right here, I'm going to tell you right now, it's a shocking thing, but I think his impact has really brought him up to an S tier. And I think Jessi talked about it earlier. Kirill Kaprizov.
Wow.
I understand.
Wow.
I understand. Kirill Kaprizov, he's been here 2 years, but look at what he's done in 2 years. Look at what he has done. He did in 2 years what Suter and Parisi tried to do. Not just going to the playoffs, but the culture.
I get it.
The culture. Kirill Kaprizov changed hockey. I will say this, changed wild hockey. Changed the game to his style.
True.
He literally changed it to his style. I think the thing is, yes, is he young? Yes. Yes, are the wild young? Yes. We are going to look back and will he? I put him at an S.
You think he's an S?
If some people don't put him at an S, that's fine. He's going to be there in 5-10 years anyways.
I'll tell you this right now. He doesn't belong as an S. Has he changed the dynamic of his position?
So the thing is, again, that's not what we're saying here.
No, I know what you're saying.
We're talking about Minnesota legend. We're talking about
and I get it. I get it. But for me, this tier, they need to be like the absolute best. They need to like revolution if they need to win. If they can win, despite the only one out here that I really don't see has not won a championship would have been Randy Moss and
Randy Moss, Maurer, Killebrew, Garnett.
But still, but
the three out of the four we already have there haven't won a ship.
But anyways,
and their careers are done.
Yeah, with Kirill, I think he's a C. He's so young still. Yes. So young still. I don't think that he belongs up as an S. I think he belongs in the C because he hasn't. Yeah, he has shown us the greatness. Yeah, he's broken all his records for the Wild. But I want to see what they do long term. Long term, what is he going to show? As of now, he belongs as a C.
I would not put him in a C. I can't put him that low. There's no part of me that will put him that low. He's done way too much in the two. Yeah, it's only been 2 years. He's done way too much in those.
I don't know where you want to put him for this one.
The thing is, he's not. You know what? I'm fine not putting him in S, but he's not going down to a C.
Okay, we got to meet in the middle then.
It's A and B.
Rock, paper, scissors?
I can't rock, paper, scissors. This is too important. The thing is,
I'm okay if you put him as a B, but I don't like him as a B. But if you want to put him as a B, you can.
Why are you so against him being a B though? Like that. Like that's where that's the thing.
Because he hasn't shown anything in the play. I mean, he has shown in the playoffs.
He
hasn't advanced in the playoffs.
He put up 2 goals. He put up the only 2 goals the Wild had in that Game 5.
He carried the team. I'll give him that.
He did carry the team on his back. We're not talking about ships here because this is Minnesota.
I get it, but no, they need to be. He needs to show me more. I mean, long term. Because all these plays you have in here is long term. The only person you have here on the short is
we're also talking about
2
the time.
years.
We're also talking about the time just with Minnesota sports.
That's fine. And he's
so
only
how
been
long was Randy Moss with the Vikings?
For years.
How many years? Don't just say years.
I don't know. Not offhand.
Football
8?
careers aren't that. Football careers aren't super long.
7, 8.
Well, I can't look it up on there.
See, you don't even know.
I can't look it up on that. I can't. But Randy Moss. I'll look up career. Sure, Randy Moss career. Randy Moss career.
Wikipedia.
So he spent a total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 years.
Right, 7, 8. What I said.
You said 8.
I said 7 or 8. Anyways, go on.
The thing is, so is that how long you have to be on a team? Is 7 years?
No, he just you need to be on there for. You need to be on there more than 2 to move up to an S.
For what you do in those years, though, that's my whole thing.
I don't like it.
I'm not putting him at S. I won't put him at S because you're so strongly against it. That's fine. But the thing is, there's a spot right here for him.
You want to put him A so bad.
I do. Oh, I really do.
Fine. Fuck it. I'll give you an S, but it's under protest.
No, he's not going to S.
No, I meant A. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Put him at A, but
you
it's
can
under
put
protest.
it under protest. You can put it under protest all you want. Bert Blyleven, B.
Yeah, I'll give you B.
I think that's just fair. That's
Bert's great and funny and all, but
the thing is,
he won us a championship too. But it's
again, Bert Blyleven was a great player, but also he spent a lot of time with other teams too. He's kind of a whore.
Well, he's also gave up a shitload of home runs because his curveball just goes blip right in the zone.
Great player, iconic player, but I think overall in the scheme, I think B is a fair fit because it wasn't really. Bert was a great player. He's not the guy you came to see.
True. At that time, no, he's not the person. Well, he was, but he wasn't.
When he was there earlier, what did you have? You had at that time you had Oliva, Carew, Killebrew,
yep.
And then when he came back again, what? It was Herbeck, Puckett.
Carew? Did you say Carew? Oh yeah, was Carew there?
Not with the end of Killebrew. I guess it. I remember that. Anyways, and so I think that's fair. Karl Anthony Towns,
Big Cat, the baby back bitch.
I'd put him at like a C.
Same. I'll say C.
I think a C is a fair fit. I think that's a fair fit. I'm not going to lie, I would maybe move Kevin down to a D.
Okay, I'd be okay with that too.
Like, for now. Again, we can move this list around. This doesn't have to be the final. We're still working out the kinks with it.
Freeze off, it's C.
No, that won't change. Anyways, Rod Carew.
Rod Carew is one of the greatest of all times. Numerous of batting titles for the Twins and the Angels.
Yes. I feel like we're very biased towards Twins.
Yeah, we are. We're very biased for baseball, but it's really hard.
It is hard. Again, I think the very tippy top of A, if not like, it's hard because we have a lot of Twins there.
We do, because we're both the huge Twins fans.
And I think, but also, I will say this, I do favor those who spend more of their career in Minnesota. Now, I'm not saying it's his fault, but Kilber spent, 1 year in Kansas City?
Yeah, at the very end of his year.
Mauer had to spend his whole year in Minnesota. Kirby's whole year in Minnesota. A lot of people think about Carew with the fucking Angels.
Yeah, a lot of people, because it was about middle to end of his prime?
Like, it was the end of his prime.
Okay.
Because he ended his career there. I think that's why I would put him there. Because, again, this list could change over time.
Minnesota legend.
When I think Minnesota legends, if Kirill Kaprizov gets traded and he goes to a different team,
down the D or a C.
But if he's spending his whole career in Minnesota, that.
But you can't throw that hypothetical in there for.
But again, that's how I'm saying the list could change. Okay. Like if Carew spent his whole year in Minnesota, S tier. But I think because he was not in Minnesota his whole career, a lot of the part think his 3,000th career hit was not with Minnesota. It was against Minnesota.
Oh shit. Typical. We usually have teams who put up records against us. You look at not Frank Thomas. Was it Frank Thomas? Frank the Big Hurt Thomas?
Yeah, a lot of teams had 500.
Was it 500 home runs was against the Twins?
Pujols hit like 500 or 600 against us.
Yeah, there's a bunch of teams who hit home runs or got records because of us.
John Randall.
John fucking Randall. Who?
I think John Randall, mean man as he is, I think B.
That's tough.
I think it's tough.
Super tough.
But because there's another Viking coming up that's going to be higher than him. I think B is fair.
Yeah, I disagree. I actually go up higher. I think he's an A.
And that's fine. That's fine.
Therefore, for the size he was and for where he came from and all the shit he's gone through.
Minnesota.
I get that.
You need to keep that in your mind. Keep that Minnesota. Minnesota needs to be in your mind.
When you post this on Facebook or any social media, you make sure you specify what you want to say, because if you don't say it right, they will fucking bombard you like what happens in our beer list.
Good. Any publicity is good publicity.
You're not wrong with that. Anyways,
my thing is I'd put him at the top of B, bottom A, but we have a lot of people at A, and I think we're going to have at least one more, if not two more at A.
Okay, we'll go to B.
Like, again, this is a preliminary. We could change this as we go along. Alan Page.
Alan Page is a fucking legend.
He won an MVP. Purple People Eater. Purple People Eaters.
There's not very many MVP defensive people.
I think, again, it's either S or A. There is not many guys at all who've won an MVP as a defensive player.
I'll give you S because of that reason.
And also, think about it. The only other thing you could consider, the only other things that are with the Purple People Eaters are like what? What is it? The Steel Curtain.
Correct.
The Legion of Boom. But that's also a secondary, not even the line.
Yeah.
And like, can you think of others that are like, like as iconic, those groups? Not a player, but like a group. And he was the focal point of that.
True.
So I think that's fair. Next one we have here. We have a lot of wild players here. Let's get through the rest of the wild ones here. Marian Gaborik.
Marian fucking Gaborik. A great legend, as we heard from Jessi earlier, one of her favorites. I want to say he's between a B and A.
Really?
You don't think so?
No. I'd put him at a C.
Put him at a C.
I would put him at a C because, again, Minnesota. Yes, he did put up a lot of records for Minnesota. And you want to know who broke them?
Your boy.
Mm-hmm. And Gaborik did those in a short amount of years. Gaborik didn't he spend most of his career outside of Minnesota?
Yeah, with the Kings, I think.
He spent a lot of times with the Kings and the Rangers. I'd put him
that's
at a
right.
C.
I did with the Rangers. I forgot about that.
I loved Gaborik, but I would personally say C. Because, again, we can move it around too. But also, the other guy, I'm also going to be a little like, okay, what do we do here? But for now, do you mind putting him in a C?
You got him at a C for now.
For now. Next one, Mikko Koivu.
Ooh.
Now, again, I'm talking about like Minnesota, like Mikko Koivu.
Did Koivu play for another team at the end of his career? Because it felt like he did.
He played for Columbus.
That's what it was.
But he didn't play there full year.
Okay.
Minnesota. He was basically Minnesota his whole career.
Yep.
So it's hard to put him there. It's hard too. It's hard with Koivu too. I think the fairest thing to do with Koivu, because of his longevity with the team and how iconic he is with the Wild, I put him at a B.
Put him at a B.
I put it on a B.
Again, B or C is a low B or a high C for me.
I think we'll stick him in the end of B. The end of B. Chris Carter.
CC.
The big CC.
I want to say he's probably a B.
Probably a B.
Yeah, with a B with him.
He was, that's fair.
He was in a way second fiddle to Randy Moss.
I can agree with that. I mean, again, he is one of the an amazing
great player,
wide receiver, great hands. He's not Randy. Last player that we have on this list. And again, I'm going to stress this. There was a 6-player cap for each team. So if you think there should have been someone else, let us know. Otherwise, shut it. Nicholas Backstrom. Now.
Pre-injury or disease or what the fuck you want to call it?
Again, it's hard to say, but let me read you off a couple stats.
Okay, hit me.
He has the most games played for a goalie with the Wild. He has the most wins with the Wild. He has the most shutouts with the Wild. The most time with the Wild. When he came on the scene, he was hot shit.
Okay.
That being said, it's between a B or a C.
I'll go with C.
I think that's fair. And I think that's fair.
Okay.
So, as the list is, as we have it now, our S tiers. Mauer, Puckett, Killebrew, Moss, Alan Page. A tier. Kevin Garnett, Adrian Peterson, Fran Tarkenton, Kirill, and Rod Carew. B tier. John Randall, Jack Morris, Bert Blyleven, Chris Carter, and Mikko Koivu.
Mikko.
C tier. Suter, Cat, Gaborik, Backstrom.
Tough choices.
Tough. And then D tier, Breezy and Love.
Makes sense.
Now, let's arrange. We can arrange really quick. I don't want to spend too much more time on this, so we can end the show properly. But If we were to range the S tier, who would you put at the very first?
Moss.
Moss above everyone.
Moss and Page.
Above Puckett, Killebrew, and Mauer? I would.
Killer be tough. I think Killer be 3.
I don't know. Minnesota iconic. If I'm putting it above everything else, there's one man on this list. Well, there's 3 technically, but there's really one man at the S tier who got the ship.
Who's that?
Kirby.
That's right. Yeah, everybody else has been close.
I will get ahead of Mauer. Damn it. I'd put Moss right behind Puckett. Get Mauer back here. I think I'd do it like that.
Okay. So for the S tier, you're going Puckett, Moss,
Killer,
Page, and Mauer. Okay.
I think that's fair.
All right. So remember, when you post this, I want you to post it. You read all the fucking hate comments that you get.
I just won't read. I'll just post it. Why do I have to read it?
Because I want you to read it.
But I don't want to. Anyways, I'm okay with this list. I know there's only one thing you have to gripe about, but I'm not putting him at a C. That's not going to happen.
I don't know.
It's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
Okay.
I also, especially if by next year or the year after he has the most points in Wild history, come on.
For sure. They don't move up.
But also, the thing is, he's almost on the leaderboard after a second year.
I get it.
Again. So, this is our list that we have right now. We'll put this on Twitter so you can look at it yourself.
Correct. Where?
Beer Belly Sports. What?
What's the...
What?
Nothing. Never mind.
What do you mean where? What?
BBSMN.
BBSM. Are you sure?
Better look now.
You already forgot earlier, but so that's our tier list.
A what?
Yeah.
BB Sports MN.
So that is our tier list right here. This is the Beer Belly Sports tier list. Let us know what you think. If you hate it, if you love it, who you want to move down, who you want to move up, let us know.
We're going to be posting it on a lot of different pages.
Yeah. Well, if you disagree, you just let me know, and I'm not going to change my fucking list, but I'll. Who knows? Who knows? I'll tell you what. I wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know?
I wouldn't know.
So I don't want to jump into a break because we don't have much of a break. Do you want to jump right into misconnections? I can stall for a little bit.
Well, because I have to get stuff ready.
Okay,
I have to get stuff ready. What do you think?
I could do a tiny break.
No, I might as well just look it up now. Play some music. Sing something. Sing something, Matt.
Oh, Canada.
No. We were listening to that song earlier. It was our
yeah, that's right.
No, sing something different.
I'm singing. And I'm singing, and I'm in a store, and I'm singing. Is that better? No?
You're an awful fucking singer, you piece of fucking shit. You fucking inbred little fuck.
I'm not inbred. That one hurt.
Alrighty, do the fucking thing.
You ready?
Okay. Do the fucking thing.
It's time now for Missed Connections with the Minnesota Dad.
Want to get to know you better. Goodrich. We kind of work together, just different buildings. We also live very close to each other. You look great in your new haircut. I'm a bigger guy, and you might not be into that, but I thought I'd get your attention. Bored in RL, Red Lake. Any female around the area bored and looking to hang out? Let's go do some fun ASAP. Kristen, Warroad. Looking for a lovely lady named Kristen from the Warroad Roseau area. Broke this winter, and then like a dingus, I lost her number. Frown emoji. Please Christian, he loves you. We lost contact to live right under interstate by a fartwind. What the fuck? I'm a blonde that lives in South Moorhead. You picked me up in your blue race car and we went to your place and talked about your favorite band, Rush. Hit me up.
Hell yeah, get some Rush going.
Latina FedEx. Hey, you left too fast, but I forgot to get your contact information. Next time, watch out for the right green light. Looking for Tawny. She is approximately 28 years old. Responding via Craigslist, you remain anonymous. Grandpa looking for Grandma. Grand Forks. Any lonely grandmother out there needing a down-to-earth grandfather? Maybe go out to dinner, or just sit and watch the sunset, or someone to help out with the bills. Iron Ranger waitress. We made lots of eye contact last night and exchanged a bunch of smiles. You were very busy wrapping things up outside, and I didn't get to say goodbye. I wish you were our waitress last night. What happened last night? Bird Lady. We hung out a few times. Love to see you again. Lost your info. Guys Club Guy. You posted yesterday. We talked some. I still want to join the club. Hope to hear back from you.
Clubs. What kind of club?
Just a guy sending out appreciation. I'm just a taller, big gut guy that wants to say this. I really like the short ladies, and I'm under 5 foot. And the chubby ladies I see around town. You are all beautiful, and I appreciate seeing you around town. Maybe one day, I'll meet you all. Maybe I'll meet one to call my own from either body type. But until then, just have you all make my day. It's okay, man. Texting
that
me,
was
buddy.
Weird.
Oh, we got one more. Last one. Older gentleman would like to find a lady to text with from time to time. Would like a flirty lady just to text with. Just some good old relaxing texting time together. In subject line, put your age and name first. Hope to hear from you soon.
Thanks, Sam Elliott.
The banquet beer. Sometimes you want a Coors, but your wife took your underwear, and now you feel emasculated.
You should read these as Sam Elliott.
And then what do? You grab a Coors, the ice cold, the Rockies.
Oh, yeah.
You know that when the Rockies are blue, she's ready to brew.
Genius.
Yeah, that was my Sam Elliott impression.
You should do him as Sam Elliott. That'd be fucking hilarious.
Hey there, little lady. Looking for a guy to meet in parking lot.
That sounds really creepy, but that's what makes it sound great.
Hopefully don't mind beard.
Oh, what a time to be alive.
A time to be alive.
We are alive.
We are
alive.
Alive and well.
Go Beavers.
Go Beavs. And they did announce their captains as well, too.
I'm a captain. Can you believe it?
Nah, they didn't. You're not one of them, unfortunately.
What the fuck?
The captains for your Bemidji State Beavers men's team this year is going to be number 4, Will Zamolek.
Let me read it out. Let me read that. Let me read that shit out.
Yeah.
Number 7, Kyle Luft. Number 17, Ross Armour. And number 28, Elias Rosen.
Nice. I love how you roll the R's on that.
Roll Beavers. Roll Beavers and have a nice cold Coors.
You honestly
just kidding. Get a golden light.
Hey, congratulations on that too.
Yeah, I know, I'm pretty fucking cool. Dude, Jessi put us on her story. Oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god. I saw that. Also, thank you to My Bemidji here in town. They gave us these sweet new hoodies and also the polo that I got. I mean, you didn't. You didn't wear yours because you weren't with me at the event, but it's fine.
Really, I wasn't? I don't remember that.
Oh, I remember it.
That's weird. You're a weird guy.
You're a weird guy, too. So, yeah,
shit about me.
Do whatever the fuck I want. So, next week, we are going to be at Hard Times.
No, we're not.
Oh, shit. That's 2 weeks from now.
You
2
keep
weeks
doing
from now.
this.
I'm sorry. Next week, we're going to have Wags on from 10K. He's going to join us. We try to get him on 2 or 3 other times, but he's always been busy.
But he's not busy this time. Otherwise, Wags, I will find you and I will hunt you down.
You son of a bitch.
You think I'm joking. I don't care if my truck breaks down. I will walk and I will drag you.
That sounds like a threat. I don't know.
It is. So you better be there, Wags. You better be there, buddy.
It sounds like you're going to kidnap him.
You better be there, Wags.
Are you going to kidnap him?
You better be there. You better be here, Wags.
Okay.
I just love 10K takes so much.
I love so much. I feel Asian. Me too, actually.
I like that guy from 10K Takes who's Kirk Cousins.
Jake. He's literally in my phone as Jake Cousins.
Yeah,
I know that's not
the beginning.
I know that's not his last name, but that's why I call him Jake Cousins.
That's what they all say.
Oh, okay. Anyways, well, that's gonna do it for us today. Thank you to the writers, producers, on-site engineer, others known as both of us. In the words of Red Green, keep your stick on the ice. Okay, bye.
Watch out for deer.
Bye. Have a good weekend.
Bye. Have a great time.
You like that? You like that?
Well, see you later.
We'll probably sit around and cook some soups and eat bread and desserts and just get all fat and sassy.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Minnesota!
What did you think?
Shocking.
Yes, but was it funny?
Of course not. That'd really be shocking.
Well, that was fun. We should do it again sometime. Beer Belly Sports. Because literally anyone can have a podcast.